Hi, it's Steve with Coin Stuff I Like. Bring you another video. After a little hiatus, I had a few things going on, so uh, uh, we're back and bringing you another video. This one is on some of the new items that I picked up from the weekend of the Carson City Coin Show, and hopefully you'll like some of the items as much as I do. Um, so the Carson City Coin Show was back a couple weeks back, September 20th and 21st. That's a Friday, Saturday, um, and we'll come back to that in a second. But also that same weekend, there was a Holabird Americana auction. Fred Holabird is a geologist involved in the mining industry, particularly here in Nevada, and is also heavily involved with Americana, which includes exonumia and numismatic items, as well as other things, art and stock certificates and mining stock certificates, et cetera, et cetera. So if you haven't heard, check out the auction history from the Holabird Americana auctions. The auction house is actually in Reno, which is close to me, and as is the Carson City Mint, which is relatively close to me. These two were circled on my calendar. This one, the auction was going on Saturday and Sunday, and I had my eye on a particular lot on the Saturday. So let's go back to the Carson City Coin Show. This is the first coin show at the Carson City Mint in quite a long time, in Carson City in quite a long time. And this one was at the old Carson City Mint in the Nevada State Museum. And there's I would say there's about 12, not more than 15 dealers there in a room that was just a couple rooms over from where the coin press number one minting room is currently. So that was exciting. Is a coin show at the old Carson City Mint with some really top end dealers. That was the impressive thing. The dealers all had some top end items. Also going on in conjunction with the coin show is that the coin press number one was operating both Friday and Saturday. Usually it only operates on Saturdays, but it was operating both Friday and Saturday for this event. And they brought out their 1870 half-dollar replica dies and were minting these copies of their 1870 Seed of Liberty half-dollar on both Friday and Saturday. There's only 3,000 of these that will be minted altogether. I already had one because they first brought this die set out for the sesquicentennial of the Carson City Mint. I already had one, but I picked up several of these for some YouTube channel friends of mine. Tiny and Bassman from Tiny Numismatics and Kevin from Coin Making Sense. Go check out their YouTube channels. I'll put those in the description of this video, the links to those YouTube channels. So I picked up a few of those on that first day on Friday, and then I went into the room and saw there's some fantastic stuff. A few takeaways. One, I was surprised at the number. Pretty much every dealer had CACG graded coins. I mean, it was more than the typical coin show that I've been, where there's a lot of NGC and PCGS items, but this one there were a lot of CACG graded coins. And there are some great dealers. I met Ben, the coin geek from the Old Pueblo Coins. He has a great channel, so check that out as well. And was very impressed. I think he had an 1879 in a GSA holder, a graded MS65. That's very, very unusual, as there weren't that many 1879 CC Morgans that made it into the GSA hoard. And certainly that's an amazing grade. So I didn't even ask the price, but I'm sure that it was easily into the five figures. But he also had a couple of other items that caught my eye. He had a 1880 over 79 with a reverse of 78 CC Morgan there in a soft wrap CACG graded GSA holder. So some great stuff. I also wandered around and I saw a dealer had some raw cap bus $half, which is something that I'm sort of accumulating a collection on those. And so I saw those, but I didn't have my list. It sort of caught me by surprise. So I knew I was coming back the next day. So I said I'll come back on Saturday and pick up one or two of these if I can. But I'll have my list, so I'm not duplicating purchases. So, and of course, Northern Nevada Coins was there, and they had a fantastic array. They had a nice 1878 CC CAC stickered Morgan that would be an upgrade to the one that I have in my collection. And I says, well, I'll just come back to your shop with my coin. That was another thing. I didn't have my coin with me to trade in and then purchase up to the upgrade. Anyway, the first table I walked up to, I looked around and, there wasn't anything on the table that was in my collecting interest or were duplicates of what I had. And the dealer said, well, what are you looking for? I said, well, I don't, you have any tokens? And pulled out a box of raw tokens, and I was flipping through and I saw these. And these caught my eye because of recent Dan Carr, and as you know, I like Dan Carr stuff. Dan Carr release earlier this year, 2024, was also a J.J. Conway Bankers Pioneer Token replica. So these caught my eye. I says, well, yeah, definitely pick these up. So I did, and let me give you a little background on J.J. Conway and Company Pioneer Gold. So this is a company in Colorado, and remember back in the early 1860s, there was no assay office yet, there was no mint yet in Denver, and they had a gold rush going on. So there were various privately minted gold pieces used for commerce, and this was one set from this J.J. Conway Bankers, and they produced a quarter eagle, a half eagle, and an eagle, which you can see here. These are all photos of the original, and a photo credit to Dan Carr and his site. I'll put that link, which is, you should read that if you're interested in Pioneer Gold. I'll put that in the description of this video as well. So of these that were minted in 1861 in Colorado with Colorado gold, there's only 12 remaining of the quarter eagle, 6 remaining of the half eagle, and only 3 remaining of the eagle. And these are that are known. And of those 3 eagles, 2 of them are in the Smithsonian Institution. So these are pretty important pieces of history from the perspective of Pioneer Gold. Now, in 1956, Mumi minted 200 in golding, which is yellow brass, minted 200 that were replicas of the originals using original dies. So they found the original dies. Mumi used the dies to create this tribute, which happened to be the anniversary of the 1861. So the as you look at these, this same die used here, same die used for all of them except for this one. This one is likely a die from P and R.R. Smith, which produced some dies for doing Pioneer Gold, but never actually minted any that we know about. But this die was not the original die here. So that happened in 1956, and then in 1961, Robert Bashlow, because this is this is the 100th anniversary. Robert Bashlow produced some tribute pieces made of copper, brass, and German silver. That a lot of people will say silver, but German silver is a zinc alloy that looks like silver but isn't really silver. So Bashlow did the half eagle, and you can see here it says from original obverse die. Well, this is the obverse die, and this is not the original. Just look at the star configuration and the number of stars, 7 and 5 down here, right? This one has 7, but 6, and then it has the 2 stars on the far left and far right, closer to the rim. This one does not have it, so that's not the original die. It's a replica die. It's a tribute die, so to speak. And then this one, the reverse has restrike. It says restrike within the 5. So that, and then also says it took away the $5. So this is not even an original reverse die, but these are tribute pieces, and this is what I saw when I was at the coin show. And I says, well, I'm going to pick those up just the same, because they tie back to these and the Dan Carr piece. Dan Carr produced the quarter eagle, half eagle, and eagle denominations in brass, copper, silver, and gold in earlier this year, in 2024. I'm showing just a picture of the half eagle in silver, but he did it in 4 different compositions and compositions and in all 3 denominations. To make these, he had to make a tribute die, basically from the original photo. So looked at the original photo and then made his own die that was a tribute die. And then the counter stamped with silver so they wouldn't be confused with anything else. Just as the gold pieces that he did were counter stamped with gold. The The reverse die is actually a transferred die from the Mumi strike. So you got the Mumi coin and transferred that and made a die from that coin, which was struck with the original die. So this is a original die to coin to create a new die for this purpose. So Dan Carr did that earlier this year. So when I saw these, I bought them at a very good price. And then I went home and I bought the Dan Carr pieces. So to complete that collection. Now I did do a Annex unboxing video where I showed you the P&R Smith Pioneer gold pieces that I had, and I may come back and do a video of all these Pioneer gold pieces. But yeah, when I saw those, I picked them up at the coin show, went home on eBay and picked that one up, so that I have a set. I'm never going to get the originals, of course, that were made by J.J. Conway and Company, and I will not likely get the Mumi strikes, but at least I have the Bachelot, some representation of the Bachelot strikes, and then the Bachelot tribute coins, and then also Dan Carr fantasy pieces. So there you go. Original pieces to the eventually to the Basho in 1961 to the Dan Carr in 2024, and at least I have this set over here in the middle and on the right. Also, that same first day, that Friday at the coin show, I spotted this, and if you know, I really like the octagons. And I've done a video on octagons. Most of them were Dan Carr octagons, but I did a video on octagons, and I'll put that in the description of this video as well. But I spotted this one. This is a California gold centennial piece. It is bronze plated with gold. And it says Centennial Celebration, Discovery of Gold in California, 1848 to 1948. So this is a 1948 octagon piece. And it depicts here Sutter's Mill with the miner discovering gold, of course. And some representation of California seal on the reverse. So I saw that, and I definitely wanted to pick that one up because I'll add it to my octagon collection. Which brings me to the Holabird auction, which was going on Saturday and Sunday. So this was the lot that I had my eye on, was these they're all octagons. They're all, facsimile copies of the $50 gold slug, U.S. Assay Office from 1851, I believe. And they all have that image on one side. Not all of these, but most of them do. But they're all octagons, and I says, okay, I'm gonna try for that lot. So, just a side story. While I was sitting down online, because the auction was actually live down in Reno, and I didn't want to go to the live auction, so I stayed online because I wanted to go back to Carson City to do the coin show on Saturday. So I sat on, did this. Then I got ready, went down to Carson City. By the time I got to Carson City, it was afternoon, and that dealer with the cap bus halves, the raw cap bus halves, that I was definitely going to pull the trigger. That dealer was gone for the day. So yeah, some dealers will pull out early on the last day of the show. I couldn't find the dealer, couldn't find the cat bus half, so I missed out. Snooze, you lose, but I did pick this one up. And here's what was in the collection. I'm just going to show you a few of the pieces. So there's this one here, which has the slug, and it says facsimile of famous California $50 gold slug, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what it looks like. And it's octagon. It's a brass piece, and this one is J 640. That J stands for Jankowski, who wrote a book on these, and this is the listing number. It's also listed as a HK, which is Hibbler Kappan. Another book listing various so-called dollars. Hibbler Kappan, 502A. This is the blunt 4. If you look at the 4 and 49, not 49 on this side, it has a blunt 4. So in the lot that I bought, there's one of these, but there was 7 of the J630, which was minted in the 1930s, that have the pointy 4. It comes to a point. So it's the J630. It looks basically the same, but it has a pointy 4 instead of the blunt 4. This one here was produced in the 1940s for various events within California. So I'm really happy to have this one. This would take a nice place, and I'll pick out at least one of these J630s, which I'm not going to show a picture of. It's the only difference is it has a pointy 4. I'll get one of these and add it to my collection. In the other 6, I'll probably part with at some point in time. Maybe even use them as a giveaway for this channel. Also in that lot was this one, and again the same slug. This one says imitation of. I'll go back here. This one has a banner that says "In God We Trust," which wasn't there in the original slug. But this one has 000 thou, which is sort of similar, but not exact. This one here is a J110, which was minted in about 1910. It's gilt. So sort of like a plated, it's gilt, and you can identify it by some disruption of the 5 on its left-hand side down here in the date, and that it's a standing miner. A miner is standing in the river. So J120, there's one of those in this lot, had the miner kneeling, and then a J140 has a miner standing, but has a clear date. It has a 5 that isn't quote unquote error 5. So nice lot there. They'll all go in the collection. I think there's maybe one of the J110s that I'll have an extra. Also in the lot was this Empire Mine octagon. It was done in 1956. It's in the Jankowski book, JEM6. I wrote Don Schmitz. I'm not sure if Don Schmitz was affiliated with Nevada City Mint in 1956, but he was, and was like the owner operator of the Nevada City Mint into the 70s and 90s, I believe. And also the connection. The reason I'm mentioning him, connection is he actually um, sort of supervising and operated coin press number one at the Carson City Mint as well, and actually did famously did the canceled die strikes uh, uh, on a 2 ounce silver planchet and back in the day, and I've already done a video on that as well. The canceled planchet Carson City canceled planchet video. So I'll put that in the description as well. So uh, I'm not sure if Don Schmitz was affiliated with Nevada City Mint, but Nevada City Mint is what produced these in 1956, and it's a really nice one. Empire Mine was in Grass Valley, is one of the richest gold mines ever. Also, there was this HK 704, again, a Hibbler Kappan 704 listing from 1955. It's Mariposa County, and it's done on gilt. It's gilt over bronze. So it commemorates the courthouse from the centennial of the courthouse and the centennial of the Mariposa Gazette paper. So another nice piece from Mariposa is sort of like the southern end of gold country, the very southern end. So it fits into my collection quite nicely. The last piece I'm going to show you from the lot, and there's more, but some of them were had some some corrosion and so forth. So I'm not going to show those. This one is a 1999 antique copper produced by Medallic Art Company. They made 200 of these that was in antique copper, and this was for the 1000th meeting of the Pacific Coast Numismatic Society. So a very, very nice piece to add to the collection. None of these, of course, were graded, and there's a few that I could send in, but most of them are going to be self-slabbed and they'll go into the Octagon collection. So there you have it. That's what I managed to add to the collection from the weekend of the Carson City Coin Show. Some really nice Octagon pieces, some tokens from Bashlow tribute for the J.J. Conway Pioneer Tokens. This nice Octagon piece from the California Gold Centennial. The only thing that's missing from these photos is those raw cap bus halves. That I wish I went to a little bit earlier, but if I did, I probably would not have gotten these. But you snooze, you lose. And then as far as the old Pueblo coins and Ben the Coin Geek, that Carson City's still on his site, so I may be pulling the trigger on that sometime soon. Anyway, thank you for watching, and remember, be careful about what you buy, but buy stuff you like. We'll catch you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.